Hey guys, back again with my first ever video tutorial with commentary. Woo! I finally decided to go and get a mic, and share my thoughts with you guys. So hopefully you guys will like what I have to say and some of my input on why and how I do some of my images. So let's get into it. Oh yeah, just to let you know, I did wake up with a cold, so if you hear any sneezing or coughing, etc., just try not to pay attention to it. So anyways, let's get this going. When I'm first starting off, I like to start off with the chalk brush. Chalk brush is probably one of my favorite Photoshop brushes out there, just because of the great texture work that it has, that it comes with. So as you can see, like, I'm blocking in a mid-tone blue. I like to generally start with mid-tones. I'm a mid-tone type of guy. Just because the way that I work is really unnatural. As you could say, I start with midtones, then I go to dark, and then I bring in the lights. Right here you can see the chalk brush really gives a good type of cloud. It makes really good clouds, so that's another reason why I like using the chalk brush. Okay, right here I kind of have my shape dynamics on my chalk brush turned to pressure sensitivity, so I can use the line work. As you can see, I'm building up the house, the overall framework for it. The one good thing about Photoshop that it is a little better than traditional is the fact that it has many wonderful tools. As you can see right there, I had to use the free transform to kind of scale the image a little bit and bring in some more background. Yeah, so with the chalk brush I can get all these good little textures inside, and I'm starting to block in different shapes. So yeah, right there too, another Photoshop tool, magic wand. I just basically increase the size of it. A good thing to do when you're doing environments or just about anything is, if you have a selling point, which is the selling point is the main focus of your image. When you have the main focus of the image, you wanted to make it the biggest possible thing inside your piece without making it too overbearing. The selling point is basically what makes the viewer, or what attracts the viewer's eye to your image, and right now it's going to be this house. With this house I wanted to basically go with this bird house in the rocks type thing. I wanted to give it a feel of like the house was in nature, and that the rocks kind of overgrew the house in a bird type of way. And so I'm still blocking in some of the colors, as you can see. I still don't know where I want to go with this image at all. Honestly, I really have no idea where I want to go with this. So I'm gonna try to leave most of it up to happy accidents. Right here I'm adding in thirds into the image. As some of you might know, this is called the rule of thirds. I don't really use it as much or as often as I should, which I really should. But I mean, I want to take this image a little bit further, give it more of a finished piece, and give it some type of proportion. So I'm also adding in this vanishing point. Another great tool right there that I'm using is the warp tool, which can be found under the free transform. I'm kind of warping the image to the vanishing point, just to give it some sort of perspective. Oh yeah, but back again to the rule of thirds. Basically it's just separating your image into 3 different pieces. It's good to have selling points or points of interest in the leftmost square and the rightmost square. This helps spread the image out, makes it more appealing to the eye, and gives your eye places to rest in the image. And so right now I'm just adding in small little details, going in there, shaping everything up. I find adding in these small little details kind of soothing, it doesn't take as much brain power. So while I'm doing this, I'm really trying to decide what I want to do with this image, where I want to go, what is going to be the most interesting thing to do. Right there, I decided to use a soft brush to add some distance in the background. Basically, anything in the background or near the horizon line, the images in there get enveloped by the air particles or the sky in a sense. So I like to use a soft brush with the opacity set down to like about 12, and give it a general sweep across there. It adds atmospheric fog. That's the word, the actual word for it, and it kind of pushes everything in the distance. So right now, I'm just playing with the roof, trying to find a good color for it, messing around, and just adding some more detail. As you can see on the further left corner of the third, there's a big blotch of brown. I still have no idea what that's gonna be. As I'm doing these small little details, I'm thinking about, hey, where I want to go, what I want to do with that. It's just kind of sitting there right now, but I'll probably get back to it in a little bit. With this right here, I'm adding small little details onto the shoreline, adding some more atmosphere into the back, using a custom tree brush that I found on the internet to just insinuate or to suggest actually to the viewer that maybe there's some type of forest or greenery back there. So I'm playing around with the roof, trying to add in some earthly green colors to it, brown and green, to kind of give that nature type feel to the whole building. Adding in some darker colors, some darks, some brights to help bring out these rocks a little bit more. So as you can see, this is kind of like the beak of the house, or the beak of the rocks that's on the house. I'm trying to give that bird type feel to it. I'm just going in there, adding some more some lights, some more darks to the rocks, to the roof, etc. I keep going in. I like to work very fast, very loose at first, just so I can get more of the image down. I know some people that actually like to work and add details really early on, which I don't think it's very bad, but if you start an image and you're adding a lot of details to one side of the image, it takes a lot of time, and sometimes you're not even happy with the overall image, and you spend all that time putting in details that are unnecessary, and you end up scrapping the whole image. So what I like to do is start big, start loose, start blocky, and see how it goes from there. Right now I'm actually adding some details in the rocks, just because I feel I'm liking the rocks, and I need to rest my mind and think about what else I need to put inside this image. I kind of have the general feel of what I want, so I'm kind of thinking some more about what's going to be on this left hand side. So as you can see now, I'm going into the rocks. What I decided to do with these rocks is change it into kind of like a cliff, or actually a waterfall, in which the water's kind of spewing down into the ocean from the left hand side. So I'm adding in some darker values to the rocks, some lights and darks, trying to give it the feel of mountains. And what I want to do with this image also is have the sun come from the upper left hand corner, as if it was a nice bright sunny day, and just have it illuminate from the left hand side. So now I'm starting to add in that river, and I'm blocking in some smaller geometry on the rocks. And there I go again, adding some atmospheric fog just to just to make the rock seem a lot bigger than what it really is, and add in some small little details. As you can see, I'm not really zooming into the image at all. I'm working from a fixed distance. This kind of helps me see the overall image and see what needs to be changed and what needs to be fixed. I'm not really a fan of zooming in as much, not until later on into the progress of the image, just because I don't want to get tied down to details too early. And on this side, on the right hand corner, I'm adding in some more gradients of this brownish to blackish. I really still don't know where I'm going with this image. You know, I have the general idea down, but adding in these other details, I'm still not quite sure just yet. Another great tool for you beginners, to make straight lines. This actually, I actually didn't learn this until probably a couple months back, but there's a lot of good Photoshop shortcuts out there. One of the good shortcuts to make straight lines with a brush is if you hold down your shift and drag your mouse, you'll make a straight line. This might seem funny to some other people, but yeah, it's actually a really helpful tool. So right here with a custom brush that I had found on the internet, I'm starting to add in like small little trees and adding some sky reflections to the trees. Just trying to see how the scale fits with these mountains, adding in these smaller trees on the hillside. At this point, I'm really still thinking about, should I keep these mountains, because they don't really seem fit for the image. They're kind of out of proportion, and the perspective's kind of out with them too. So as you can see later on in this image, you'll see me change this quite a bit. Now I'm just blocking in some more of this mountain. Actually, with that mountain side right there, I wanted it to be a mouth or some type of face, or hint that it's a face, and that water's coming out of the mouth into the ocean. I wanted to give that feel to it. So what I'm doing here is just adding some small little details, really trying to think about what I want to do. This is one of the tricks that I came up with. I don't know if other people use it or not. I'm pretty sure people do use it, but what I do is basically pick two colors. Right here I'm picking a lighter blue and a darker blue for the sky, and I set it on its own layer, and I set it to opacity, and what it does is brings out some more color in the image. You can use any color that you desire. Later on you will see me use like a yellowish and orange color to bring out some more colors in the sky. It really does help make your image more lively. But yeah, it's a technique that I use a lot, and it's really good. So actually this video is at an end, so please stay tuned and check for part 2 of this video, and yeah, I'll see you then.